Yes, guys, welcome back to the LG Fitness Podcast. I hope you're doing well and I hope you're having a good week. Today is Sunday and it's day 7 of this little challenge that I set myself to record a podcast every single day. Yesterday, I didn't manage to do it. I didn't manage to do it on Wednesday either. If you've heard any of the episodes yet, like I've said on many of them, I'm not sure what order these are going to go out. So you might be hearing this before you hear whatever the third one or however it goes out. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I recorded one on Monday, recorded one on Tuesday. I didn't record one on Wednesday because I was just out all day, and Thursday, Friday recorded. Saturday, so yesterday, I didn't record one. It was a very, very hectic day yesterday. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, and it relates to why I want to talk about what I'm going to talk about today. And essentially, I went down to watch Dorking Wanderers, which are a football team in the National League South. I followed their YouTube, or not their YouTube. A bunch of amateurs is the YouTube, and I followed them, and they did basically a documentary about this club that have gone from the lowest level of football that you can possibly go, and they've got promoted 12, 13 times in 25 seasons, so they've been around for 25 years now. And so I've wanted to go for a while, and I couldn't play football, so I went down to watch with my friend. And it's about a 2.5 hour journey on the trains. We decided to get the trains, and it was a really busy day, obviously, with the Christmas markets being open, all of that sort of stuff. So it was a really busy day, and I think we set out to get the train from Westbury at 10 to 11, and I picked my mate up, and it was carnage in town, and it was really, really busy. And we were just struggling, we were stuck in traffic. We were like, we're not going to make this train. So looked at different trains, and there was one going from Warminster, so obviously even closer for us. So there was one going from there at sort of like 11:15. So we're like, right, cool, we'll get that one, no problem at all. And it meant that we had to do a few more changes. So I think the Westbury one, we only had to change once, whereas the Warminster one meant that we had to change 3 times, I think, which is a bit annoying, but it is what it was. And so we got to the train station, and as always, the trains are late. So the first train is delayed by 7 minutes or so. It meant that we still had like 5-6 minutes to change at the next station. And we arrived at that station, and about 100 meters or so before we got onto the platform, the train sort of come to a stop. And obviously we're thinking, oh, there's like a train in the platform already, they're going to wait for them to go, and then we're going to just run in. A few minutes pass by, I still haven't moved. I'm looking at my watch thinking, we're not going to make this. All of a sudden now we've got 4 minutes to make this change. A couple more minutes go by, we're like, okay, cool, we're definitely not going to make this. But it's like, okay, it's fine, I'll have a look at the next trains. So I looked at the next trains, and there was one a little bit later, but it got in around the same time anyway as the one that was an hour later. So obviously the trains that are every hour, we're like, okay, cool, we'll just get the one that's a little bit later. We'll get off at this station, we'll grab some lunch, we'll have a drink, we'll go to the pub, we'll have some lunch. Cool, no problem at all. Because that was sort of the plan. When we got to Dorking, we were going to do that anyway. But we're like, okay, well, we'll have to get the next train and get an hour, so we'll do it here. 10 minutes passes by, nothing really happens. We're still sat on the train, not moved anywhere. Another 10 minutes passes by, still not moved. And then the guard comes over the tannoy, says that, you know, the driver thinks that there's some ballast on the point, so he's going to get out and go and check. Walks down, and then she's giving us an update like every 10 minutes or so. Every 10 minutes she's coming on. There's no update yet. And we're thinking, oh God, I'm thinking we're going to miss the next one at this rate. Eventually, the driver comes back on, and we literally move 100 meters forward, and we're on the platform. And we're thinking, so was there a problem? Was there even a problem? So absolute nightmare. We've been sat there for about an hour. We managed to get onto that one that was an hour later. Obviously, it meant that we didn't get off now to get any lunch or anything like that. So obviously, we get on the next one. We're like, okay, cool, right, whatever. We'll get to the next. We're still going to get there at about 2:20 or something. Kickoff's at 3. We'll just go. We'll get a drink, and then we'll get some food at the ground. Whatever is what it is. Of course, the next train that we're on, so we've still got 2 changes to make at this point, and we've got 6 minutes per change that we've got to make. And this next train is then delayed. And I'm thinking, okay, cool. So 2 minutes delayed to start off. And as we're going through each stop, the train's getting busier and busier, packed and packed. And people are really trying to squeeze on. So obviously at each station now we're getting delayed an extra minute because they're trying to get people on, they're trying to push people down the carriage and just squeeze everybody on this train. So naturally, as you can expect, as you can see where this is going, we get to the next station, we of course miss our change, and spent the whole time on this train just looking at other trains that we can get to see if we can make a next one. And still couldn't. And then it looked like, okay, we can get on the next train, but essentially we're going to get in like a minute before kickoff, and then we're going to have to walk to the ground, which is going to take another 10 minutes. We're going to miss kickoff. So we got off at Woking, and we just were like, right, let's just get a taxi. We'll get a taxi from here to the ground, and then we'll make it for kickoff. It was about a 40-minute taxi. So we got a taxi from Woking to Dorking, and we did manage to get there 10 minutes before kickoff. Very frustrating, but we obviously got there before the kickoff, watched the game, and the game finished 0-0. So all of that effort to get down there, all of the headache, all of the missed trains, the cancellations, all of that sort of stuff, and we eventually watched a 0-0. So it really summed up the day. Of course, on the way back as well, the final change, so we're doing the exact same journey in reverse, and our final change to get back home, that train was then cancelled, so we eventually had to get another one of our friends to come and pick us up. So it was an absolute nightmare day from start to finish. But the reason why I sort of tell that story is because it's trying to focus on what you can control, and as much as it was very, very frustrating, there's nothing differently that we could have done in that situation to improve the outcome. There's no way that we could have got there any earlier. There's no way that we could have made the trains go any faster. There's no way we could have made connections or done anything differently within our control to actually improve our situation. So it's one of those things, it's like, okay, cool, I can't do anything. So am I going to get stressed about it? Am I going to get annoyed about it? I can do if I want to, but again, it's not really going to change anything. And as much as it was very frustrating at the time, and I could feel, certainly when we were stuck at the train station for an hour without moving 100 yards from the platform, like that was getting more and more frustrating as time went on, because it was like, we're going to miss the next one, which would have really fucked us up. Then we would have probably never made kickoff, but luckily enough we obviously did. But again, so the reason why I want to talk about this and why it relates to sort of health and fitness a little bit is because there is going to be things that happen in your life. There's going to be things that are way out of your control that potentially prevent you from, maybe going to the gym, maybe getting in a walk, eating in a way that you want to, whatever it is. There's going to be stuff that is outside of your control, that you can do nothing about. And focusing on what you can do rather than focusing on what you can't and getting frustrated about what is out of your control is what is going to help you make more progress long term. So for example, say you get home from work late and you only have now 30 minutes to get to the gym when normally you need an hour or so. A lot of people will then go, oh fuck it, I'm not going to bother, and I'll just sit here and I'll get frustrated about it and I'm not going to do anything about it. And you spend too much time focusing on, well, I can't go to the gym, I can't go to the gym, I can't make it, and you just spend too much time just getting angry about the thing that you can't do. And there's nothing that you can do about it. Instead of taking a breath, stopping, relaxing and going, right, what can I do? Okay, can I go to the gym and just do a shorter session? I could do that. I could do it in half an hour rather than doing it in an hour that I normally do it. Can I go for a walk instead? Can I maybe go for a run? Can I do some form of other activity? Could I maybe do a home workout? Can I do that? Or can I just take it as a rest day and just go, do you know what? I've missed this session. I'm just going to relax anyway and just take a little bit of a rest and do something else productive. Instead of that, I'm going to spend 30 minutes meal prepping instead. Focusing on what you can do is going to produce far better results rather than, like I said, focusing on those things that you cannot control. It's like if you're sat in traffic, which we all have done before, right? If you're sat in traffic and you're going to be late, you getting angry, you getting worked up and stressed about the fact that you're stuck in traffic is not going to change the fact that you're stuck in traffic. It's not going to move the traffic on any quicker. So rather than focusing on that, rather than focus, oh, I'm in traffic, I'm getting really wound up, I'm going to be late, I'm going to be late, I'm going to be late, it's focusing on, right, okay, where am I going to? What can I control? Can I message the person that I'm going to meet? Can I message my boss if I'm on my way to work and just say, look, I'm stuck in traffic, probably going to be 10, 15 minutes late, I'll see you when I see you. Once you've sent that message, once you've sent that text, then at least you've sort of got that little bit off your chest and you can go, okay, cool, I'm just going to relax. I'm just going to sit in there. I'm going to put my music on and I'm just going to listen to the music. And I'm just going to just embrace the fact that I'm stuck in traffic. It's one of those things. It's frustrating, but ultimately you cannot control it. And this will be a massive, massive help for those of you that really struggle with stress. Focusing on what you can control rather than focusing on what you can't is going to be massively, massively helpful in order to help you relax a little bit more, in order to reduce the level of perceived stress that you're under. One really interesting thing that I've learned about stress, I think I've used this quote before, but stress essentially, your body doesn't know the difference between a real experience or an imagined experience. The stress response is the exact same. So if you're getting yourself stressed because of the situation that you're thinking about, that imagined situation of what's going to happen when I get to work, when I'm late, I'm going to get shouted at, or, do you know what I mean? Whatever it is, you're thinking about this situation in your head, which is making you stressed, which hasn't happened yet. Your body is still going to have the exact same stress response to a real experience. And that's something that's really, really important. So when we literally say the phrase, don't get worked up about it, or don't work yourself up, whatever it is, it's literally because your body is having a stress response to whatever it is you are imagining in the first place. So if you can, like I said, focus on the things that you can control. What can I do in this situation to improve it? Okay, I can't get through this traffic, or I can't get to the gym, or I can't, cook the meal in whatever way I wanted to. When you have these setbacks, when these things happen, focus on what you can control. Take a breath. Right, okay, what can I do? Can I go to the gym for a shorter period of time? Can I go for a walk? Can I do some form of other exercise? Can I do some form of other activity that is going to be productive, that is going to make me feel good? Can I text the person that I'm going to meet if I'm late? Can I get everything in order and then just accept the fact that whatever it is that I can't control, there's nothing I can do about it. It's like when people get worked up about like the news and the shit that they see on TV and politics and all of that sort of stuff, and they're all valid stuff that, you're allowed to have an opinion on and you can get involved in 100%, but ultimately, most of us can't control it. There's nothing that we can do. I'm not going to be able to control whether the war between Ukraine and Russia continues or stops. I have no control over that. So am I going to get worked up about it? Am I going to stress myself about it? Am I going to worry about it, what that means for the future? No, because there's nothing that I can do about it. I can focus on the things that I can control. I can focus on what I do within my life, and I can focus on my habits, my behaviors, my routines to ensure that I'm in a good position so that whatever happens, I'm, in a good place. Now, things might happen and, God forbid there's a world war and, we have to get drafted into the army and stuff like that. But if that happens, then it's not something that I'm worried about, because again, it's not something that I can control. All I can control is what I do on a day-to-day basis. Can I be the fittest I can be? Can I be the healthiest I can be? Can I be the best coach for my clients? Can I provide the best sort of information? Can I learn more about what I'm interested in, and can I do things for my friends and family, the people that I care about? Can I focus on those things, the things that are important to me, the things that are important to you? Can you focus on those even when there's things that are stressing you out, pissing you off? What are the things that you can do in those situations? Because if you can't control it, great, because there's nothing you can do about it, so let it go. If you can control it, great, do something about it. I hope this episode has been helpful. I hope you guys have had a good week. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions for the podcast, then please drop me an email, lewis@lewisgrahamfitness.co.uk. You can also message me on my Instagram, which is @lewisgrahamcoaching. If you've been enjoying these podcasts, then I would really appreciate it if you could leave a review. If you could leave a written review, that would be amazing. 5 stars, please, would be super, super helpful so we can reach more people and hopefully help more people as well. Like I said, if this podcast helps you in any way, then hopefully it can help someone else. So if you want to share it to your stories, share it with your friends, family, over the Christmas period. Again, I don't know when this episode is going to go out, but it is currently the 1st of December. So it might be around the Christmas period, or it might be in January, who knows. Either way, I hope you've been enjoying it. I hope you have a great day, evening, whatever time you're listening to this. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.